So I want to talk about the latest on TikTok. The soap opera continues. Oracle agreed to be the, quote, trusted partner of TikTok in the United States, but still unclear what this partnership really means and how it will benefit Oracle, the U.S., and the consumer going forward. Joining us right now to talk about it is Mark Douglas. He's the founder and CEO of ad tech company Steelhouse and a former Oracle executive. Good morning to you. Try to help us understand what the parameters of this deal could look like, given that the U.S. government and the administration in particular said that TikTok was a national security concern. And if the technology is not effectively transferred to the United States, how from a technological perspective, they could solve this?
Right. So I think in terms of the statement technology partner, there's a couple elements to that. It's basically, where's this app hosted? Where's the data that comes from the app hosted? So I think clearly that's indicating that all of that is going to move to the U.S. Oracle has a cloud hosting business. This will bolster that cloud hosting business. The second part of this that I think is not really well understood, I think we should talk about, is Oracle is actually a big player in the advertising business. And that's why one of the reasons this makes a lot of sense for Oracle.
But just go back to just one moment, because clearly the Chinese government has said that ByteDance can't effectively transfer their technology to the United States. So that means the transfer of this algorithm, it raises the question, how could they transfer that algorithm and have that algorithm live in the United States, if you will?
Right. Well, the algorithm itself, I don't think is important. I mean, deciding what videos people should see based on what other videos they've watched, quite frankly, it's not particularly innovative. It's where does the information? I mean, ultimately, this app is, it has a microphone, it has a camera. And so, it's like, do you want the data that's coming from those devices on your phone to be going to China is, I think, what the Trump administration is concerned about. And so it's normal when you have these apps to host them worldwide. And basically what's being said here is that the data from this app will be hosted in the United States, and clearly it'll be hosted by Oracle. So anyone using the app in the U.S., they will know that the data flowing out of the app will remain in the U.S. and will remain in the hands of a large U.S. company. Yeah.
And maybe I've misunderstood it here. Typically, you've hosted the quote unquote algorithm in one place and the data that goes with it, because it's the data that keeps making the algorithm better. So when it sees that I'm flicking over certain videos or making certain videos or clicking on certain ads, that's improving the algorithm. So effectively, what you're suggesting, am I wrong, is that there's going to be two algorithms, one that lives in the United States and one that lives elsewhere?
Right. Well, when you use, let's talk about an app other than TikTok. If you use Instagram, I'm literally in London right now. When I'm using Instagram in London, I'm connecting to Instagram servers hosted by Facebook in the UK. And so that's completely normal. I think what's happening here is to have another company involved like Oracle that'll provide some oversight on that and assurance that both the back end of this app is hosted in the US as well as all the data for the app. And so it makes a lot of sense. And then again, going back to, why does this make sense for Oracle besides the hosting side of this? Oracle is the largest seller of advertising data in the world. They've made $4.2 billion in acquisitions over approximately the last 7 years to become the largest player in that business. And as TikTok and now Oracle grow the ads business, Oracle stands to gain huge benefits in that ad business in terms of the advertising data that comes from that. It'll make them even bigger. And that's a very profitable business for Oracle. Yeah.